Have you ever wondered why your toddler sometimes gets upset when you ask her to wear a different outfit to go to daycare, or when someone else is trying to help you feed her? It may seem strange that your toddler wants things to be done the same way over and over again every day, but there's a good reason for it. Your toddler has to learn everything about everything, and he will use scripts or stories in his head to help keep everything straight. For example, your toddler has learned how you get him dressed in the morning, and he will expect that you will do things in the same way every day. He'll put his arms up for shirts or stretch his legs out for pants or socks because he knows what comes next. He'll have scripts or stories about going to daycare, taking a bath, getting in the car seat, or going to the park. He will make these scripts when he notices patterns in his life or activities that tend to happen the same way every day. Sometimes your toddler's scripts will be obvious, like getting into the car seat. You'll notice that she lifts her arms for the straps or pushes back to get buckled in. She may even want to play a game with you before you get into your seat. But sometimes you won't like a script that your child has learned, like running to grandma's counter expecting cookies or demanding to play with your phone every morning. Sometimes you won't even know a script, and your toddler will be upset when you try to make her wear the wrong socks. The good news is that you are the director of your toddler's scripts. You are the one who controls the patterns in your toddler's life. Remember how repetition soothes babies? Repetition can help your toddler be calm and cooperative for daily activities, well, most of the time, because he knows what to expect. So while variety helps your child learn and enjoy new things, repetition can help him when you want him more relaxed, like when he's getting in the car, sitting at the table for meals, or getting ready to sleep. We'll talk more about bedtime later. So how do you help your toddler make a script that you like? You can use routines. Routines are just steps of activity done in the same way and in the same order over and over again, like a dance routine. There's something really important to understand about routines. Routines are not the same thing as schedules, which rely on the clock to do the same things at the same time every day. Routines can be started at different times of day, as long as you do the steps in the same order. So you can have a dinner time routine that starts at 6 or 6:30 or 7, depending on what works for you. Here are some steps that you can use to make a routine. 1. Pick an activity that has more than one step that you want your toddler to get used to. 2. Think about the order that you typically use now. 3. Think about the order that works best for you and start repeating the steps in that order every day for about a week or 2. Be consistent and your toddler will start to follow your lead. Remember, you're in charge, so try to avoid patterns that you don't want your child to learn. When your toddler notices the beginning of a script, she will start to expect things to happen in the same way. When things don't go the way she expects them to, she might get upset. That means if she made a script that you don't like, you have to change the routine from the very beginning, not halfway through. You also need to avoid having 2 or more of the old steps happening back to back, or your toddler may be reminded and get upset at the change. For example, let's say you got into a habit of giving your toddler your phone every morning while you make lunches, and when you try to get it back, she screams. You know you want her to have limited screen time, so you want to make a change. But she has learned that you make lunches in the morning, and she'll expect that you will give her the phone as soon as she sees you take the bread out. To change this routine, you might have to make lunches after bedtime, or if that doesn't work for you, you can involve her in making lunches by having her be part of every step. Of course, that can take longer. The point is that you can pick out what works for you as long as you start fresh with something totally different than what she's used to. You'll have to use your new routine for at least a couple of weeks. Scripts can be hard to change. Being consistent will help. Just so you know, children are more determined about scripts between 18 months and 3 years than any other time in their lives, so changing routines will be much easier when your child is older. Understanding how to use routines can help you with many of your toddler's more challenging behaviors, like crying in the store or refusing to go to sleep.